Hello, welcome to the Soulprint Minis. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your feedback, the thumbs up, the comments are just lovely. They're they humble me. They really do. So I want to take a look at the Department of Justice. Now, I am recording this on Tuesday morning. You are most likely going to see this on Friday. So, by the time we get to Friday, it may very well be old news. But what's sort of top of the headlines right now is the fact that the Department of Justice dragged their butt for the first year or so because they really didn't want to go after Trump. The FBI didn't want to move on it. Everybody was trying to figure out how much evidence is enough evidence. Um, and it wasn't, honestly, it was two things. One, it was the January 6th investigation by the House Committee that threw out so much material, and a lot of it was like a public knowledge material, okay? It was open book stuff. They frankly were sort of embarrassed into getting moving. And then it didn't take that long for them to get Jack Smith on the deal so that um, in Merrick Garland's head that removed it from the Department of Justice purview. So, but this is what happened in trying so hard to not be political, to not make it look like a political attack. What they did was they bent over too far backwards and they gave him all kinds of um, space. They cut him all kinds of breaks, and we say this 100 times a day. Anybody else had done that, they would be in jail. Okay. But they slow walked this, they dragged their feet on it. And yes, they're moving in the right direction now. And, things are just going to continue to roll along. The next video, the other second video that I'm going to put out today is going to be a look at how the January 6th investigation is going along. Let's stay focused on this one. So I want to see kind of if the Department of Justice has kind of taken a bit of a hit on this, and if it is something that they are going to be able to correct, or is this something that, Garland's going to have on his record that he was so busy trying, to be fair that he ended up being incredibly unfair to the people of America. Let's see. I'm going to do Garland, DOJ result. Garland, DOJ result. Garland, DOJ result. Okay. They're going to take a hit, but it's mitigated a little bit by the fact that they have already corrected course, okay? And what this has done is it has given them it's like the phoenix, rising from the ashes, right? It has given them some clarity about how they should have handled it, and and they're taking the blow for the fact that they slow walked it. And if you go back a couple of years, you can understand sort of what was going on there, because there was so much talk about you can't go after a president, even if he's a former president. That's what banana republics do. That's what, other countries do. We're above the fray. But when it became so apparent just how corrupt and probably how many crimes had been committed, allegedly, the Department of Justice said, okay, that's enough. We're pushing forward on this, and we're pushing forward with this with resources and getting it done. But there is going to be a bit of a hit. But justice follows that, right? So ultimately, they did the right thing, and ultimately, justice is going to prevail. It might take some doing, but it will. Okay. The indictments have already rolled out on the documents case. They are damning. And Merrick Garland, I mean, the way I understand the special counsel thing is he really didn't need to ask for clearance from Merrick Garland. He could just do what he was going to do. And so, in some ways, that will in time come to be seen as a very, very wise and just move because it did remove it sort of from Merrick Garland, the FBI, the Department of Justice, and it took it outside of that. So ultimately, it's going to be okay, but they are going to take a hit. The Knight of Wands, this is about, communications moving forward, that kind of thing. But it's also like, I think that they never really, I think they sort of had a little bit of I don't know, like a fantasized version of how this should go. And when the facts kept tumbling in and tumbling in, that was when they really needed to get some clarity and they needed to move forward, which is what they have done. And they're ending with the Wheel of Fortune. So ultimately, they're going to come through this. But they've learned an important lesson. And I don't think it's just Merrick Garland that learned it. I think it's like the Department of Justice writ large. It's going to set so many precedents, and that's not a bad thing. Because let's not forget, um, there's always going to be another one somewhere down the road, another Trump. And hopefully the lessons learned and hard learned are going to serve well as they go forward. Right now, they're going to take a bit of a hit and they're going to recover from it. And let's hope they never, ever bend themselves into pretzels trying to be fair and end up being unbelievably unfair. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you at the next mini. Bye-bye.